I'll call this meeting to order. There's actually two meetings tonight. The first is the adjourned regular meeting for the City of Pacifica, the City Council, and today is December 17th, 2018. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Martin.
Here.
Councilmember O'Neill. Councilmember Degree. Mayor Pro Tem Vaterlos.
Here.
Mayor Keener.
Here. And we'll have the salute to the flag led by the Pacifica Boy Scout Troop number 264.
Color Guard advance.
Yep.
Color Guard post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color Guard retreat.
Okay, a couple of programming notes here. Number one is I've got a cold, so you'll please bear with me. And number two, if you want to speak after, in the second part of the meeting, the council reorganization, you'll have to fill out one of these yellow speaker cards. Okay, so in this first adjourned regular meeting, we have the consent calendar, and it's the adoption of an ordinance providing for election by districts in Pacifica, the second reading of it.
Mayor Keener, I'd like to note that we had posted a revised agenda for this item today, and it was merely to make a clerical update to the ordinance to incorporate the selected map into the text of the ordinance itself, rather than referencing it as an attachment or exhibit to the ordinance. And that was just to make it more concise and clear that the map is embedded within the ordinance text.
Very good. Thank you, Sarah. I have a couple lights here. Sue Vatalos.
I was going to move to approve the consent calendar.
Okay. And Mike O'Neill.
I'll second that.
All righty. Please vote. And that passes 5-0. Next, we have oral communications, which this is not the portion relating to the old and new council members, and I have no cards for this as of yet. So how many of these people want to speak on the reorganization? So we have Adam Zollinger, Lori, Delia McGrath, Bridget Duffy, Julie Starobin, and Tim Fitzpatrick. Now and later, okay. And Bridget Duffy? Yeah. That's what you want. Okay. And Lori and Julie Starobin? Do you want to speak on the reorganization? Yeah, okay. And Tim Fitzpatrick and Adam Zollinger? On this one? Okay. Oh, okay, right.
Not on reorganization.
Right, right. Okay. Delia McGrath, followed by Adam Zollinger, followed by Tim Fitzpatrick.
Good evening, council, and the viewing audience and the participants from the city. My name is Delia McGrath, and my communication at this time is to speak on behalf of the Pacifica Social Justice Committee. We are having a Pacifica Supports the Caravan event in 2 nights on Wednesday, December 19th, from 6:30 to 8 at the Sharp Park Library. And we hope that many citizens in our city will attend. It's very important to keep ourselves informed about what is going on for people who are seeking a better life in this country. And we're going to have some fine speakers who are have been to the border, have documented certain things that they will share with us. We have a couple of videos that are quite excellent as well. So I do want to invite the council to come. We are a sanctuary city. This is very connected to that status as a sanctuary city. And to show your interest in people who are suffering and who are trying to gain access to a better life than they have come from. So that is my communication. Thank you.
And where is it and what time again?
So, it's at the Sharp Park Library. I don't know if this, I have a few flyers. Sharp Park Library, Wednesday, the 19th of December, from 6:30 to 8 p.m. It's going to be a beautiful presentation.
Thank you. Adam Zollinger, followed by Tim Fitzpatrick.
How's it going? First, I want to congratulate the new board members that are going to be on the council and the new mayor, Ms. Farolas. I'm speaking on a topic that's not on the agenda, but I've been here in recent weeks about the marijuana use permit in Sharp Park in my application that hasn't been processed quite yet. I was hoping that we had talked about it in the past, that some of the board members have expressed their favor or approval for a third permit in each district. Doing that would allow all the applicants that applied to have their applications processed, and it'll also help us get the opportunity to have our location in Sharp Park as well. I recently found out that there's an issue with the state Cannabis Bureau with giving temporary permits in the year of 2019. So temporary permits would have to be approved by the end of this year. I'm hoping that there'd be a resolution to where if you were to approve a conditional local permit and let the state know this, then we'd be able to move forward next year and begin getting more tax revenue for the city, and also give us the ability to move forward with a process that's taken quite some time so far. I haven't seen any text amendments brought up on the agendas yet, so I was hoping to find out a way to be informed on the process of the text amendment for the third permit per district. I'm not sure how I can get some more information on that, but hopefully that can come up soon on an agenda so that we can speak about it. And I'm very nervous, that's why I'm trembling. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I was going to try to say today. Hopefully I can see some forward progress with that, and be able to give the city an opportunity to have good business, and give myself the opportunity to follow my parents' footstep of owning businesses here in Pacifica. Thank you.
Thank you. Tim Fitzpatrick.
Hello, I'm Tim Fitzpatrick. I would also like to congratulate the new council members. I am Adam Zollinger's partner in this. He touched on everything we really wanted to talk about. You know, we appreciate the city's time in looking into this. Again, as he mentioned, there may be a deadline on additional state permits. So again, we were hoping that we could get some resolution and move forward working with the city. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. And one more card, Matt Paunovich. And come on up to the podium. And I apologize if I messed up your name.
John, Bridget waves, she wants to.
Yeah, I saw her.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if you were reading or not.
Hey, how's it going? Congrats to the new city council members. My name is Matt Panovich, a lifelong Pacifican. I currently make my living making cannabis extracts, and I'm permitted in the city of Oakland, although I wish I was permitted here in Pacifica. I guess I'm here today to talk about the cannabis resolution as well, like the last two gentlemen. And I would kind of request and beg that the council make a speedy decision regarding the cannabis permitting of the existing cannabis dispensaries in the city. Due to the wait, you know, we're kind of at the deadline here, and we need to really get this done by 2019, or else there's a real concern that those businesses won't be able to operate until 2020, losing a lot of money and costing the city a lot of money. As a licensed cannabis manufacturer, I've talked to a lot of cultivators and manufacturers in the Bay Area, and the uncertainty in Pacifica is causing them to not really want to do a lot of business here. And as, you know, someone who's licensed and lives here my whole life, that's a really big concern to me. Yeah. And so hopefully you guys can, make a speedy resolution on that, and that would be much appreciated. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Matt. And Bridget Duffy.
Bit confused. Hello, I'm Bridget Duffy. Glad to be here. I have some newsletters to give you. I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but oral communications, that's what I'm doing. It's November's, it's a little late, but basically the theme is that in the United States of America right now, the will of the people does not seem to be penetrating into action by our elected officials. Why this is, there's a lot of opinion about. Part of the reason I believe the newest information that has come out about the Saudi Arabians and their investment in this area, it's very, very strongly possible that our economy is actually being crashed out by foreign hostile nations. Part of the crash out is the rents. We have homeless to the degree that the United Nations has just declared that the homeless situation in the Bay Area is a human rights violation, that it is being considered one of the dirtiest cities on planet Earth right now, including places in India that have been notorious for being filthy. There's E. coli in the drinking water because people have no place to defecate and urinate. They are homeless. They are homeless because of a man-made crisis. Man-made. We have a real estate industry that is withholding units, has been withholding units. And at the same time, we have people that are working, paying taxes, living in their cars, and sleeping under bushes. I'm not going to go too far into it because I know there's comings and goings. I've seen comings and goings in the council. And I'm telling you, I don't know how you sleep at night, is what I got the time to say it. I don't know how you people sleep at night. I thank God I have a place to live. I thank God I have a place I could share with people who used to be living in their cars, who could be homeless right now. We have so much in this country. It's Christmas time. Every winter for 3 years I've been coming in here. Really? We can't do one thing to get the people off the street and in some shelter for the winter time. It's freezing cold. Please, I mean, if you don't use the power that is invested by the people, we trust you to do something when our rights are being violated. That's what your job is. Our rights are being violated, and something radical needs to happen. And whether it's from you guys or the people coming in, you know, it's time to really take a stand. This is madness. And the marijuana industry is just a good example of that.
Wrap it up. Okay, that's the last speaker card I have for oral communications. There's one more, okay. And who is it?
I just closed my shop at Rockaway Beach. I'm a member of Pacifica business. I've had a business here for almost 30 years, minus 6 when I was in Noe Valley. I have watched...
Could you state your name for the record?
My name is Pamela Whiston Charbonneau.
Thank you.
I'm a resident of Pacifica for 30 years. I have watched Pacifica grow in small amounts. Having a business here, I totally understand the struggles, more than you would know. I am in favor of a cannabis shop here in Pacifica because of several reasons. One is I am someone who needs it. Okay. I'm here tonight to express my concerns regarding the cannabis business that I thought we voted on here in Pacifica in 2016. While I stand here, while I may not understand all the things that had take time to implement it, it boggles my mind that I watched Anna and Tony grow their shop for 2 years and not really be permitted to have the revenue that we need, that they have collected for taxes and things like that. With that said, I've watched them for 1 year transform their shop. They have been very helpful, and their medical shop is very safe and a welcoming environment. They carry medicine that addresses my needs, and it would be a shame for them to lose the ability to provide that. I don't want to go to San Francisco and get the needs that I need and give them my tax dollars and not have it stay here in Pacifica. I hope that the city issues them a temporary pass by 12/31/2018 so that we can start collecting the taxes that is so much needed for our debilitating city. Let's look to the future to be progressive about the community. I don't want to move my business or my family to Denver, Colorado, who's a state that, from being in debt to becoming a healthy financial stability state. They're doing phenomenal with what they're doing. I recently visited Denver, and I was amazed. So I think that you really have to open the doors and start this process of this temporary permit so that they can get involved quickly and, continue operating in a legal manner. And we need the revenue. It's important. So please look at your numbers and look at your paperwork, and they're set up. Their place is immaculate. They've done great business. At first I was leery because I thought it would be not great, but it's fantastic. I highly recommend you stop by.
Okay, thank you, Pamela.
Thank you.
And now there's no more speaker cards for oral communications. Is there? Okay. So we will adjourn this adjourned regular meeting and begin the special meeting, which is City Council Reorganization for December 17th, 2018, which is the reason why most of you are here. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Martin?
Here.
Councilmember O'Neill?
Here.
Councilmember Degree?
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Vaterlaus?
Here.
Mayor Keener?
Here. Okay. And it says that next is welcoming remarks and the purpose of the meeting. And so, welcome. And the purpose of this meeting is to basically say goodbye to the departing council members and say hello to the newly elected council members. But first, before we do that, we have to adopt a resolution declaring the results of the general municipal election of November 6th, 2018. And that's on consent. Are there, Mike O'Neill?
I move to adopt the resolution entitled Resolution of the City Council of the City of Pacifica declaring the results of the general municipal election held on November 6, 2018.
Councilmember O'Neill, I'd like to
Right.
make a slight correction to the ordinance in which it states that it is adopted at a regular meeting on this date. It should state that it's adopted at a special meeting on this date. And
Okay.
I've made that correction in the ordinance text.
Okay. So changed.
Sue Vaterlaus.
Second.
Okay. Please vote.
Mayor, sorry, before we vote, there may be some cards that wish to address this item, so if you could just check to make sure.
Are there any cards that wish to address this item? Oh, boy. Just come on up and address it.
Thank you very much. What's your name? Denise. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Bridget. Thank you. That was awesome. I just want to say one thing. The U.S. elections have been tampered with, seriously tampered with, and they have not been fixed. And a measure to fix the elections is due.
Okay, thank you. And we have a motion and a second on this. Please vote. Okay, that passes 5-0. We declare the results of the general election, and so we'll move on. Okay, it says here that I'll say a few words regarding my tenure on council. And actually, I won't say a few words so much about my tenure on council, but on what I'm going to do next. And what I'm going to do next is advocate for lower CO2 levels. And so if you think about it, climate change, global warming, whatever you want to call it, in 10 or 12 years, according to the latest information, that's about all the time we have left to keep the temperature change under 2 degrees Celsius, and that's almost 4 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's actually quite a bit. And so I definitely want to try and add my voice to that. The two things that I would say that many of you can do, if you want, are, number one, buy an electric vehicle, and number two, eat less meat, beef in particular. And so that's about as much as I have on this thing. Sue Degree.
I want to take this opportunity to thank the mayor. Mayor Keener has done a wonderful job. It's not always easy up here, and in some of the more recent years, it is even harder than usual. Our schedule, for one thing, is packed. It's hard for all council members, but considering all that, the mayor has been steady and has done unique and admirable, very thorough homework and beyond. And he had people throughout the county tell me how valuable he has been, not only to our citizens, but to citizens throughout the county, particularly on the green energy. So I'm happy that he is continuing that, because they were very concerned that he might, like sometimes people do, they finish and they go off. So I am very happy to hear that you're continuing to do that, Mayor Keener, and I want to thank you for being steady and calm and doing, as I said, very, very good hard work and questioning staff and ourselves very much. I deeply appreciate that.
Thank you, Sue.
Well, I'm not finished yet.
Oh,
And then for myself, because I'm terming out after 16 years, I wanted to say what an honor and a gift it has been to me to be elected for 16 years. I really appreciate that. It's always a bit unnerving and certainly humbling, so I'm really grateful, because I know in no way can we please everybody all of the time. And so I know that you've been not pleased at times, and yet you have been broad-minded enough, at least enough people have been broad-minded enough to make sure that I was reelected. And I will say that the job here can't be done. I think the most important, comforting, and valuable part of sitting up here is that we have a very, very engaged community, that you are alert, that you pay attention, and you don't let anything slide. And to protect your voice, whichever voice you have, to protect your voice, I find from my experience both before being here and because I've moved just about every 2 years most of my life because of a Navy connection. No matter where it is, your greatest protection for your freedom, besides our veterans who put themselves out there to live and die and suffer for us, is to be alert, to be definitely alert and engaged, and to speak up, and I would say insist on public forums. So we have a government set up that you can come here and have your, it's demanded that you have your 3 minutes at the podium. From my perspective, that is not enough. I urge you, and I will continue to do the same. Those of you who watch council know I do it all the time. Council members and staff know I am redundant and unceasing about ask for public forums. Well publicized in 3 areas, preferably in this state, in this city, because we're spread out. Access to public transportation at hours for public transportation, and preferably videotaped. So I find that we, the public, most of us on that side, are the most important thing, like I said, aside from men and women who dare to put themselves on the line for us. We are our own salvation and our backup for them. So I encourage the new council to, as much as possible, I know sometimes cities worry that it could be costly. How can it be too costly? When you have public forums, you meet together, you're side by side, you face each other, you have the guts to speak your mind, you have the strength to listen to others, and you have the time and the courage to sit and think and talk it out and meet again until you work it out. So sometimes people come before the podium and they're very nervous and scared, and as if any 5 people sitting up here are the supreme, wonderful, understanding, thorough, best decision makers ever. I hope that we get over that, because it is you, the public, that has the power. And on the other hand, we can't do it without people willing to be candidates. So all those who did step forward to be a candidate at any time, and for all members of the community that have associations like the Historical Association, the Chamber, the AAUW, the Environmental Family, who take the time and energy to put together a fair, open forum for all candidates, and the candidates show up. That, again, is a very, very, very powerful way of enabling any candidate to have a fair shot, and any citizen who bothers to take part and listen and dig a chance for fairness. So I'm very proud of our community for providing those types of things, and for those of you who come. And I hope that in spite of some negative campaign stuff that shows up, that those agencies will nonetheless continue. So redistricting is putting us into a whole different scenario that we have to get used to. But those public forums and those panels are extremely important, and those of you, like those of us up here, who dare to step forward to be a candidate, that is not easy. It's not easy being up here. I've been here 16 years. It is not easy. It is actually scary, in my opinion. But I thank all the council peoples that I've served with. I thank all the staff. And I will say that the staff in those 16 years, and certainly right now, is wonderful. We have wonderful staff. We don't have a lot of money in our city. We stay afloat. We have wonderful staff, and I want to thank the staff. You are extremely important. You have to put up with a lot, too. I do worry about people like yourself out there and the young ones coming up, if they're going to dare to work for city government. It's not easy. It's a very fascinating thing that they have to somehow be level-headed, put up with any strange 5 up here. So that's enough for me. Thank you very much. I've been very honored, and I'm very pleased and grateful.
Thank you, Sue. Deirdre? Deirdre Martin.
Yes. So I want to say thank you to both John and Sue. So what I'm about to say is directed at both of you. It's been really fun. It's hard, but it's really fun. And maybe, John, you didn't feel that way for your first 2 years. It didn't seem like it was that much fun. but somehow I was convinced that, that we were going to do good work, and everybody out there, you know, was looking for some people to do some really hard work for them. And luckily, Sue and John were there. And it's also been hard. And you two have been through the ringer. You've in just the 2 short years that we've been up here serving together, you've both been through the ringer, top to bottom. And they're still here, and they're still smiling, and they're still working hard up until the last minute for you. And they're still dedicated to continuing their work once they step down from the dais. I want to thank you both for being a mentor to me, and for always staying positive, and for always paying attention to things that we can't always pay attention to. It's been an honor to serve with you, and I just want to remind you of just a few of the things that we've been able to do together. We put forth work on campaign expenditures, and making sure that there's transparency in campaign expenditures here in the city of Pacifica. We passed the tax on Airbnb. We were able to pass language that will allow us to maintain a level of divestment from fossil fuels and the kind of dirty 5 weapons industry. We passed recreational marijuana tax, whether you supported it or not. We did it, and the city will be benefiting from that. The city of Pacifica was able to vote on rent stabilization, and that was a very important part of the democratic process that the city of Pacifica was looking for. We became a sanctuary city. We also passed the first single-use plastic ban in Pacifica. Thank you. John, you ran on a single ticket to stop Highway 1, the widening of Highway 1, and you did it. Hooray. Hooray. Not a lot of politicians do what they say they were going to do. And whether you believed in the widening of the highway or not, John did what he said he was going to do. And with the help of all of these council members up here, we also were able to put in the in-sync traffic monitoring. And we're working on it, and that will help us with some level of congestion management, and we will continue to work on that. And we also you worked on very hard, the local coastal plan, and making sure that we have a good baseline to move forward with. And we also were able to get our redistricting in before we were charged a lot of money, and save the city from losing any money. And I just wanted to say thank you for your support, and I wanted to say thank you for your selfless service to the city of Pacifica. Thank you.
Thank you, Deirdre. Mike O'Neill.
I also wanted to say I know what it's like to be up here, obviously. And I also wanted to say thank you. I mean, we have had some funny times, some good times, some sad times, and it's there. But I just want, there's a quote Theodore Roosevelt said that I think is appropriate especially for Pacifica. And it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the person who was actually in the arena. And I think all 5 of us have been in the arena. And it is actually a much longer quote, but it's a short time. So, but I just wanted to say thank you for stepping forward. And maybe we disagreed, but you did step forward and you were in the arena. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Sue Vitalas.
I also thank you both. This council, even though we disagreed, we actually all get along. We get along with each other. We don't fight. We can maybe not see what the other person sees, but everyone up here has done the research. People work hard here, and we get to the end product, whatever that might be, and we don't fight about it. And I appreciate everyone up here, and especially Sue, who's been here for 16 years, and John with Peninsula Clean Energy and all of the things that you brought forward to the city. I appreciate both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Okay. Next, I have a proclamation from the city for Sue Degree.
Not going to read it all, are you? Yes, you are.
Boy, no, I'm not. I'm going to read selections from it. In appreciation for outstanding public service by Sue Degree, member of the Pacifica City Council. Whereas Sue Degree has served this community for many years in numerous capacities, including 16 years as a member of the City Council, serving as mayor 3 times from 2005 through 2006, from 2009 through 2010, and again from 2015 through 2016. And whereas in her capacity of City Council member, Sue has served on numerous committees, including the Airport Roundtable, Colma Creek Flood Control, San Mateo County Emergency Services Council, Housing Endowment and Regional Trust, that's HART, Housing Our People Effectively, that is HOPE, the Interagency Council, North County Fire JPA, and Peninsula Congestion Relief Alliance. Sue has served as liaison to the city's Economic Development Committee, Beautification Committee, and the Open Space and Parkland Advisory Committee. And whereas Sue has worked for the betterment of opportunities for the city to celebrate its natural assets, history, and culture, she has been involved in preparation for the 250-year Ohlone Portola Heritage Trail 2019 commemoration, and the city and county's preparations for commemoration with an historic trail and economic opportunity.
Good enough.
And whereas throughout these years of service marked by exemplary dedication to the best interests of the community, Sue's compassion and empathy for community members and their needs shapes her deep-rooted passion for public service and deserves special recognition and appreciation. Now, therefore, I, John Keener, Mayor of the City of Pacifica, for a few more minutes, on behalf of the entire City Council and our citizens, express our sincere appreciation and thanks to Sue Degree for her distinguished service to the Pacifica community, done the 17th day of November, 2018. And there's that. But that's not all.
Oh.
Our Mayor Pro Tem, soon-to-be mayor, is unveiling
The pier, yes, yes.
a photo on steel of the pier. Yeah, carry that home. Yeah.
Okay. Did we get photo ops somewhere on there?
Yeah. One more thing.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Now. Okay, now it's my turn.
Nope.
No?
Nope. Just one more thing.
Okay.
So something else, one other gift for Sue Degree, And this is a biography written by Jean Bartlett of Sue Degrees and focusing on her 16 years of service. And this is presented to Sue Degree in recognition of 16 years service to the citizens of Pacifica from her colleagues on the city council and city staff.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. Grandchildren have to sit and read now.
And this biography is available on Jean Bartlett's biography site. And Jean, would you step up to the podium for just a second and tell us where we can find that?
Thank you. Thanks.
Hey, everyone. So I'm Jean Bartlett. Just go to bartlettsbiographies.com, and you'll read stories about Pacificans that you know. And that's where you'll find Sue's, but it's not up till tomorrow. I want you to read it first.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you, Jean.
much. Thank you, Council.
Okay. And now it's my turn, and I have a proclamation from the city for John Keener. In appreciation for outstanding public service by John Keener, member of the Pacifica City Council. Whereas John Keener was elected to the City Council in 2014, during his 4-year term, John also served as mayor from 2007 through 2018. And whereas, in his capacity as City Council member, John served on numerous committees, including the San Mateo County JPA Advanced Life Support Committee, CCAG, the CCAG Congestion Management Committee, and the Joint School District Water District City Articulation Committee. John also served as liaison to the city's Emergency Preparedness and Safety Commission and the Pacifica Resource Center, and served on other community organizations such as the San Pedro Watershed Coalition. And this is the big one. Whereas John is the founding board member of and city representative on the Peninsula Clean Energy JPA, which provides 55% renewable and 85% greenhouse gas-free electricity to San Mateo County at 5% less cost than PG&E, and through his involvement has been a strong voice in promoting clean and renewable energy at lower costs. And whereas John has exercised his legislative responsibilities as a member of the City Council with sincere dedication to the welfare of the citizens of Pacifica and to the fiscal and environmental health and sustainability of this city, and his detail-oriented focus on fiscal matters and program and project details has helped enhance the city's accountability and transparency. Now, therefore, I, Sue Vaterlos, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Pacifica, on behalf of the entire City Council and our citizens, express our sincere appreciation and thanks to John Keener for his distinguished service to this community. Thank you. And for John, we have a mounted gavel, because, you know, he likes to hit it every once in a while. This one's mounted, he can't slam it. That's for you. And we have a picture that Sharon Walker did, and it's a spring day in Pacifica with the flowers blooming.
Maury
and,
Point, yeah.
From Maury Point, which is perfect for John.
Yeah.
So, thank you, John.
Yeah, is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure.
So can I have my family come up when I get my proclamation and have a
We have-
picture? Is that
We
okay
have
with you?
dignitaries, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry
but-
about that.
But that's,
Okay,
I think we should take a picture
Okay.
now.
take pictures now, so can I start?
We're all going, or just,
Oh, everybody's going.
okay.
I would like my family, please, to come up. Get a picture. Families are very important, as you know. And neighbors from San Jose and in-laws already.
Watching it.
No, she's not. She's watching something else.
She's watching it.
She's watching something else.
Oh, yes, sorry.
This is my wife, Kathleen. Okay, now we have various dignitaries who will present proclamations and maybe other things to Sue. So, what's that?
And maybe John.
And maybe me. You know, I requested that they not formally recognize me with a proclamation. You know, Sue's been here 16 years. I haven't been here that long. So,
Worthy enough,
4
sir.
years is a long time on council.
yeah. But at any rate, so the fact that you don't see any proclamations from, say, Supervisor Horsley for me, it's not that he doesn't like me. It's that I requested that he not do that. So, and the first, one other thing I have to say is that in addition to the dignitaries that you will shortly see, we also have present Wayne Lee, council member of Millbrae. Wayne? Mayor of Millbrae, yeah. And Marty Medina, who is a council member of San Bruno and sat with me on the Peninsula Clean Energy Board. Okay, so the first dignitary is Don Horsley.
Well, thanks, Mayor Kaner, and council members as well, and city staff as well. And even though you said you didn't want a plaque, I got one anyway for you. Welcome to, if you want, you can put it in your garage, just fine with me. I don't mind. But it does say all kinds of stuff about all the committees that you served on. And, well, I never really served on too many, but we did talk about a number of things. And I remember there was, the last time we talked, there was some parking lot someplace at the top of Crosby. And I said deliver. And next budget year, I'll get it and I'll name it after you. Maybe. Unless somebody else comes along and wants to be named after it. But I admire you. You voted your conscience. No matter what it took, you did what you thought was the right thing. And I really enjoyed working with you. And I know the people in the county really valued your participation in the Peninsula Clean Energy, which, as you've heard, it really does save greenhouse gases, and it certainly saves our taxpayers and our residents money as well. So I wanted to thank you for your service. You served admirably, and I wish I'd had opportunity to spend more time with you. We were on CCAG, I guess, briefly, and I know we were on there's a recent meeting on who's going to run the managed lanes, and I think we probably were on the same side on that particular issue. So in any case, I really enjoyed my time when I did spend time with you, and really admire you. You're a really thoughtful person, and I think you really had the city's heart, your heart was really with the city. And again, I appreciate your service. So you do have a plaque. And you can come up here, or I can do one for Sue at the same time. Both of you can come up here, and maybe we can take a picture jointly.
Yes.
And with Sue, you're like, everywhere in Pacifica. In fact, there's all these committees. Your resolution has all kinds of, it's kind of jammed together because there's so many things that you did over 18 years. I think you served on every single committee that I can think of in the county, or countywide committees. I served with you on a couple. That's the HOPE, dealing with homelessness. That's a problem that it plagues the entire nation, and we've worked diligently, and you've been really part of that. But I think what I think of you most often is your work for people with developmental disabilities and your work for veterans. You're just really admirable. You've stuck with those principles your whole 18 years. And it's going to be a little sadder day when you're not there, but I know the new council members will carry on a tradition. This is a great city, and it's a great city council, and you've done a wonderful job for the residents of Pacifica. And I'm sure that you'll be involved in some other things, and both of you will be involved in some way or another, or I'll find some kind of a committee that I can get you appointed to, because you both are really dedicated to this community and to this county. So if I could, either I go up there or we come up.
Is Chris Hunter waiting to say something?
Yeah, probably.
Take a picture, I think.
No? Okay.
No?
Okay, let's take a picture.
All of us, or just you guys?
I think this is,
What?
just you two.
Okay, you do. There's Mike's.
Next, we have Katrina Rill, representing Congresswoman Jackie Spear.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor Keener, members of the council, city staff, the new members. I'm here on behalf of Congresswoman Spear to thank John Keener and Sue DeGree for their service to the residents of Pacifica. And on a personal note, as somebody who lives in Pacifica, I want to personally thank you for dedicating your time and energy to so many hours on the city council and meetings and the betterment of this community. John, we did respect your request not to get a proclamation, so Don, you made me look silly. But Congresswoman Spear did read extended remarks into the congressional record, which is the official history of the Congress of the United States, which means that 100 years from now, if somebody looks up Sue Degree, they will find this speech, so you can't hide. And please allow me to read just a few parts of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's too long. I would be here all night. Mr. Speaker, I rise to honor Sue Degree for her 16 outstanding years of service on the Pacifica Council, 3 times as mayor. Sue's compassion for others and her love of community have shaped her public service and dedication to keep Pacifica a livable and lovable town on the edge of the Pacific Ocean. It is her firm belief that Pacifica's environment, with stunning ocean views, coastal hills, and family-friendly neighborhood, is its most valuable asset. While Pacifica's geography makes it one of the most spectacular communities in San Mateo County, it also makes it vulnerable to sea level rise and coastal erosion. In 2016, fierce El Niño storms pounded the coast and damaged the seawall. Sue, along with the entire council and city staff, reached out to the city of San Francisco, the state of California, and the federal government. To this day, my office is deeply involved in finding solutions to these ongoing challenges. My office has also worked closely with Sue and the council to reduce the relentless airport noise that has been plaguing Pacifica neighborhoods for years. Sue has been a fierce advocate for Pacificans on the disastrous health impacts of airplane noise that the FAA must address. Mr. Speaker, I ask the House of Representatives to rise with me to honor a great community leader, a personal friend, Sue Degree. We hail her contributions to Pacifica residents and visitors that will remain long after she retires from the council. It's been my privilege to work with Sue for many years, and I have no doubt that she will continue her civic engagement in her beloved hometown.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katrina. Next, we have a representative of Assemblyman Kevin Mullen's office, and I don't know who it is. Are they here? It's Ben, right? No? Elmer, okay.
Ben's taller than me.
That's right.
Really? Good evening, Mayor Keener and honorable members of the Pacifica City Council. My name is Elmer Martinez, and I'm Senator Hill's district representative for the 10 northernmost cities in San Mateo County. It's an honor to be here tonight on behalf of both Senator Hill and Assemblymember Mullen to thank Mayor Keener and Councilmember Degree for their numerous years of public service to the city. I'm also here to present Councilmember Degree with a legislative resolution recognizing her 16 consecutive years of service on the City Council and 3 terms as mayor. Being an elected official is never an easy job, especially at the local level, because you balance both your day job and your responsibilities as council members. So it takes a truly special type of individual to step up and make that kind of commitment to their community in the hopes that they'll make a positive and lasting impact. I believe you've accomplished that, Councilmember Degree, through your wide-reaching programs that you've supported while on City Council. And we want to thank you for all of your hard work and wish you the best of luck moving forward. So on behalf of Senator Hill and Assemblymember Mullen, I'd like to present you this resolution from the California State Legislature. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now it's time for the public to speak, and the first speaker card is Marty Medina, council member from San Bruno. And he will be followed by Dealey McGrath and Lori.
Good evening, Mayor Keener, honorable council members, and neighbors. My name is Marty Medina. I'm on the San Bruno City Council, and let me first start by saying congratulations to those entering public office. I was compelled to drive over the hill this evening because I briefly served with Sue Degree on the San Francisco Roundtable this year. Her vast knowledge and service to our communities has been incredible. She will be missed. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
I also served with John Keener on Peninsula Clean Energy's Board of Directors. John was instrumental to the board. I always looked forward to hear what John had to say because he was so knowledgeable and everyone respected his views. John, thank you for your service and thank you for your friendship.
Thank you, Marty. Dealey McGrath, followed by Lori, followed by Julie Starobin.
So I just, really, my heart is full for the gratitude of John and Sue. So very many wonderful things have happened in our city because you have taken leadership positions, difficult positions sometimes, and you have brought in the community in a way that I think really excites a city when the community feels that they can make a difference, can stand up for really good policies and support of the people. I'm speaking here both from my heart and also on behalf of the Pacifica Peace people. I don't know if there's anybody else here from our group, but we're really grateful to what you both have done in our community, and then also for the Pacifica Social Justice, because I know each one of you has a good heart around social justice and care about people over certain other possibilities. And so I just want to thank you and wish you well. And I'm imagining that both of you will come here and be on this side on many occasions because you care about our city, you want the city council to address things that are important, and so I will be there with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Delia. Larry Goldberg, followed by Julia Starburn, followed by Margaret Goodale.
First off, last city council meeting I came to was a couple meetings ago. Mike O'Neill asked me about my shirt, and I wanted to let you know, Mike, that I washed it last night just for you, and that someday I may give it to you, but I think Sam Carr may not like that too much. I'm really, really going to miss Sue Degree, because I've seen her on the city council for so long. I saw her in the city. She was one of the few city council members that I would see in our small businesses. I'd see her out in our community, and she really cared about everyone, not just real estate money, not just big real estate money. She cared about everyone. And John Keener, he held his head up high. His name was smeared by Sam Carr, National Association of Realtors. And he just hung in there and he kept on plugging on. I give some other people that ran for city council. There was one that was new, she got smeared. It makes me sad, but I'm glad some of these people are here because it really makes me sad that Pacifica has been invaded by Sam Carr, National Association of Realtors. Bridget Duffy brought up about homelessness. People tried. Mayor Keener tried. I'm sure Sue Degree really cared about our homeless people, Deidre Martin. But because of lies that were sent out by a woman named Gina Zari, who's paid by Samcar, and when I tried to find out where she lives, it says Los Angeles. Now, why is she spreads misinformation and all kinds of stuff. Why is she, I don't understand why she's come into Pacifica. She's not here tonight, but I saw her a couple of city council meetings ago. I don't know. It's like I don't go to her LA meetings. I'm not paid by Samcar. Luckily, I'm not held to Samcar. I'm not a realtor. I don't rent from anyone here, and I'm very grateful for that because I think a lot of people would like to speak up, but they're afraid to. They're afraid if they're renters, they're afraid their rent's going to be raised. And because of the lying by some of the people on the city council when we were trying to get rent control, and by Gina Sari, I actually got a letter. And I know a lot of homeowners got a letter saying that, oh, if you have renters, if you have rent control, it's going to bring down your property values, and it's going to bring drugs and gangs. Well, I used to rent. A lot of my friends rent. I did not do drugs. I was not a gang member. A lot of people aren't. And now when I walk around Pacifica, I see a lot of people. And I see a lot of, what do you call those, motorhomes that people are living in that I never, ever used to see. They're all over Pacifica because people cannot afford to live here. They lost the roofs over their heads. A lot of it has to do with real estate greed, Samcar. So I'm kind of worried about Pacifica because we have been invaded. And even our local crappy paper, which isn't even local, is biased.
Bridget Duffy, hang on, Julie. Did you want to speak again? Okay, come on up.
Hi. Yeah, this is about you guys. So, hi, Bridget Duffy. I also ran for city council this year, and as you well know. And I came in last, which I'm really proud of, because in my opinion, that really firmly sets me as not a part of the political establishment in Pacifica, who seem to, on the right or the left, seem to be really together in the one thing they want to do, which is not help the people. Now, I don't want to be a bummer on you guys. I know this job is hard. You know, I watched John Keener, and this is the thing that I'd really like to say. John Keener was an excellent public servant. He read things. He found things that were like mistakes that nobody would have caught, and he caught them, and he got them addressed. And the only thing that he did to get himself the subject of a smear campaign was literally vote to allow rent control to go to the ballot, which is something that was his job to do. It was the right thing to do, and it was his job to do. And because he did that, for the first time in the history of Pacifica, there was a horrible smear campaign launched about John Keener, who is probably one of the nicest, most reliable, honest, gentlemanly men that anybody could ask to be their mayor and serve their community. So to me, this is the outrage that I really feel like people need to address right now. How is it that a little town of 40,000 people is getting this kind of attention from people with big money? We really should be paying attention to this. What happened to John was wrong, and it should be addressed. And I'm glad to be here tonight to just say something about it because, you know, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is not a democratic process. This is not the will of the people of Pacifica, John. This was tampering in our election systems, just like it's been going on for 2 years. And Sue, I just want to thank you for your service. You've been a pioneer for women. I know that the first, you ran a lot like I did with not much money and not much support, and you did that twice, and then you got on the council, and I'm really proud of you, and I'm so grateful as a woman in politics that you paved this very, very difficult road to pave. So thank you for your service to women, thank you for your service to Pacifica, and for all the rest of you that stay, I'm glad to be here with you. I'm glad to be in the arena with you. The people I believe, are the missing link in our democracy. And if nobody else shows up, I will. I know you're not thrilled about it, but
Thank you, Bridget. If nobody else shows up, you will. Hang on, Julie.
Bridget's a hard act to follow, but
Yeah.
I won't.
Just hang on. Linda Jonas.
Thank you. 43-year resident here, always been very active in my community and a million different volunteer things. And I just want to say, I too have been friends with both John and Sue, even though I was on a campaign committee for another candidate. I do want to tell you about what John and I had happen at the last candidate forum. I don't know if it was the last one, at the chili cook-off place out there. And I went up to John after the meeting and I said, John, there may not be a lot of things that you think that I will agree with, and a lot of things I think that you will agree with, but I can stand up and respect and admire you for standing up for what you believe in. And no matter what happens with the election, you and I are going to stay friends. And to me, that's what politics is supposed to be about all over the country. And I don't like having people get up and not say nice things about other people for serving us. So thank you both very much. And I hope that we'll have a much more civil future amongst all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Cindy. Did you have a card, Cindy? Okay, I just couldn't read it. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's go with Julie, Cindy Abbott, and Margaret Goodale.
It's really not like I have anything that different to say here. I wanted to express my gratitude to John and to Sue for all their years on the council, and my sorrow that they won't be here anymore, because their intelligence and their caring really added to our city a lot. But I also wanted to express how upset and angry I am about the smear and attack ads that characterize this election. It was appalling, it is appalling to me that our city was bombarded with such ugly misinformation by realtor associations, national and local. It's appalling to me. And I know it never happened before, and I truly hope that somehow the council can make it not happen again. John is one of the most honest and hardworking people I know, and his integrity and his knowledge and his willingness to be more informed added a lot to governing Pacifica. And though I know he's not going to disappear from our town, I will certainly miss him on the council.
Thank you, Julie. Cindy Abbott, followed by Margaret Goodale.
Cindy Abbott, apologies for the flourishes in my writing. I wanted to say how much that I really appreciated Jean Bartlett reaching out to me and asking to share some thoughts about Sue and her time on City Council. And this is what I shared. Art, culture, and history. For years, these words have been a mantra to Sue as she sat on the City Council dais. They're not only words, though, but part of her vision for Pacifica. Sue has long championed the community's deep-seated roots, celebrating the creation and enjoyment of the arts and culture with a strong respect for local history. As part of her legacy, Sue's energy and enthusiasm will continue to have impact as more people, Pacificans and beyond, experience the incredible talent showcased at our community venues. And we work together to increase awareness through the development of a unique tourism model to benefit the economy. The arts and the community has a true friend in Sue, and we look forward to seeing her at art openings, performances, and historic talks. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Cindy.
And John, you didn't want to have a lot said about you. I'll just say that I admire your intelligence, your courage to stand for your convictions, and to have put yourself out here and to support the environment and your ongoing commitment to it. Thank you both.
Thank you, Cindy. Margaret Goodale.
Margaret Goodale. I am here specifically, excuse me, to say thank you to Sue Degree and John Keener. These two council people have always stood for integrity. They have exhibited a really generous attention to all speakers. They are really amazing examples of dignity, courtesy, and consideration for everyone who comes to this podium. I'm hoping that they can serve as examples who will help to heal rather than exploit the divisiveness that has recently appeared in Pacifica. I'm proud to have been represented by the two of you, Sue and John, and I call on all of the incoming council to measure up to the honorable standards that John and Sue have represented for us. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Margaret. And that's the last speaker card I have. Julie Lancel, who needs no speaker card.
Good, and I apologize for not filling something. I wasn't sure I was going to come up and speak, but I just want to, number one, express my extreme regard that is developed in me regarding both of you, John and Sue. You know, we were on for 8 years together, Sue, and you did so many wonderful things and were so caring, really cared about people. You know, it wasn't the issue so much as you went right to the heart of the matter with folks, and I really admire that about you very much. And John, you know, other people have mentioned it, but I think your intelligence and your persistence and the thoughtful way that you evaluate things is really so valuable. That, you know, we need that in our government. And I kind of hate to bring it up, but a couple of other people have brought it up. And I'm just so disappointed in the tenor of the election process this year. It was just astonishingly inconsiderate and disrespectful and childish, you know, like it's just so unnecessary. I mean, when we run for office, we should stand on our own integrity and what we hope to do for the community, and not raise ourselves up by knocking down and insulting, you know, other people. That's just it's hideous, really. And in Pacifica, I think we're such a special place. I believe that. I just think we're a unique community. And it's so important because of all the engagement, public engagement that we have in the community, that we maintain a respect for each other even when we disagree. So I hope that going forward, you know, that folks will think twice and reconsider engaging with each other in that manner and being disrespectful and really hurtful and mean, and instead listen to each other and work together and listen. And if we disagree, you know, we've learned a lot from disagreement, I think. We learn a lot from, you know, we get new ideas when we disagree with other people, and they present us with their ideas that are different from ours. So we have to rise up out of this. I think we really need to rise out of this, because really it's like we need to be a phoenix out of the ashes of this last election. I thought it was pretty bad by Pacifica standards. so much money being spent on it. When I ran, the most people spend is, God, if they're lucky if they raise 10 grand to run, and it's not, it's not a big deal, not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Anyway, thank you very much, and thank you for your service, both of you, so much.
Thank you, Julie. Okay. So I have to thank everybody for their kind words, and I want to thank my colleagues on the council. It's really been a pleasure serving with you. And in particular, I wish the probable mayor well.
Thank you. Thank you.
And do you have anything else you want
Well,
to
I'll
say?
just repeat, so you have a new council, and so it's a new beginning and a continuation at the same time, so I feel for you because it has been really, really busy the last year, and especially the last 4 months. So I hope that you actually have it spreads out a little bit more, and hang in there, and thank you very much for your service.
What's that? Okay, and now it's time for Sue and I to step down.
You just get to move.
Yeah.
Good luck, folks.
And for the new council members to be sworn in. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, here you go. That one, okay, cool. I can read those.
I'll get the styrofoam thing, though.
Yay, Sue!
Thank you again. The first oath of office will be to Sue Beckmeyer, which will be administered by former Mayor Mary Ann Nyhard, and they will do that at the podium.
Thank you. You need all the hard work.
So I just want to say thank you for the honor of asking, and it is an honor to do this. And I just wanted to, like Jenny Jakewith said when she swore me in, I want to take 1 minute to say something. Congratulations to everybody, to Mary, to all the people that actually put themselves into the race. But now the work begins, because now you aren't working with a set of constituents that are supporting you, and you're working with the whole city. And so there's going to be things that are attributed to you and thought about you and said and she said, and you'll come out of meetings and say, I didn't say that. And I have to tell you, it's all part of the process. It's important to remember that you have your integrity, and we all know that. And it's secondly important to remember that you serve all the people of Pacifica. So with that, I state your name,
I, Sue Beckmeyer,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and that I take this obligation freely
and that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
The next oath will be to Mary Beer, and it will be administered by her daughter, Alyssa Larson.
She's not going to do a big speech. I'm ready.
Okay, ready. Okay.
Yeah.
I state your name.
I, Mary Beer,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Okay, and the next oath will be to Mike O'Neill. It will be administered by his son, Sean O'Neill. I didn't.
I know, I'm just keeping it warm.
I state your name.
I, Mike O'Neill,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I'll support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. All right. All right.
And the next item is the selection of the new mayor.
I nominate Sue Vaterlaus to be mayor of Pacifica.
I second.
All those in favor, or we're voting?
Those in favor.
We're going to do a roll call vote.
We'll do a roll
Sorry,
call
we're going to do a
vote.
roll call vote because the names are different.
Councilmember Martin.
Aye.
Councilmember Vaterlaus.
Aye.
Councilmember Beckmeyer.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Neill.
Aye.
That vote passes 5-0 for Sue Vaterlaus as the new mayor.
Thank you. And now we have the selection of the new mayor pro tem.
I move to nominate Deirdre Martin as Mayor Pro Tem.
I'll second.
And we'll do a roll call vote again.
For Councilmember Martin to become the new mayor pro tem, vote by Councilmember Martin.
Aye.
Councilmember Beckmeyer.
Aye.
Mayor Vaterlaus.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Neill.
Aye.
That vote passes 5-0 for Deirdre Martin to be new mayor pro tem.
And now that I'm the incoming mayor, we've been here a while, so my speeches are usually short, and this is going to be short too. I want to thank all the people of Pacifica because everyone in Pacifica cares about Pacifica. Whether you're on one side, the other side, we all care, and that's why we're passionate, and we speak for what we believe in, and that's a good thing. I hope that we have respect going forward. Like I said, we all got along as a council before, and we're all going to get along as a council now, and we are going to go forward. I would like to see Pacifica become a destination that we all can see that it's a wonderful place, and I'd like people to be able to come here and not drive through to Half Moon Bay. There's a couple economic development. If we could see this site become a hotel, if we could see the dispensaries up and running where we're making income from the dispensaries. I also find that affordable housing is a huge issue. It will not be done in my term as mayor. It's going to take years and years and years to get the affordable housing here, but we really need it. The finishing of the local coastal plan and our new general plan, those are important political issues that we need to go forward with. And I just want to thank everybody, and I want to have everyone keep coming here. And especially I want to thank my family, because it is a hard job and it takes a lot of time. And I would like to thank families, really important, like Sue said, and all of my friends. And thank you all for being here. Thank you. We adjourn the meeting for cake and refreshments.
Congratulations.